What happens when the music stops and the tweets start? What happens when artists turn social media into a battleground? Picture this. The Nigerian music scene, usually a beacon of unity and high-spirited rhythms, recently played host to a different tune. A tune of discord, sparked by none other than Wizkid. Yes, Wizkid, the beloved Afrobeats maestro, took a detour from his usual harmonious tracks to send out a series of controversial tweets aimed at Davido, Don Jazzy and others. It was as if a match had been struck, setting social media ablaze with speculation and debate. The feud between Wizkid and Davido, a saga with a history of highs and lows, was once again thrust into the spotlight, and the spark that ignited this latest uproar, a tweet, just one tweet laden with words as powerful as any melody. That's right, it all started with a single tweet. So what did these tweets actually say? Well, let's dive right into it. The first tweet that set the stage was dropped like a bombshell. Wizkid, in his characteristic cryptic style, posted a veiled diss stirring up the waters. The content of the tweet, though not directly mentioning any names, was interpreted by fans and followers as a jibe at his longtime rival Davido. The context of this tweet, well, it came at a time when both artists were set to release new albums. Industry insiders whispered about competition and rivalry, adding fuel to the fire. The immediate reaction from fans was a mix of surprise, excitement, and speculation. The internet was buzzing, trying to decipher the true intent behind the tweet. Then came the second tweet. This time the target was clear. Wizkid took a direct swipe at Don Jazzy, questioning his musical prowess. This tweet was much more explicit, leaving little room for misinterpretation. The reactions were swift. Fans were split between defending Don Jazzy and cheering on Wizkid. The final tweet in this series was a broadside against Peruzzi. This tweet was a surprise to many, considering the relatively cordial relationship between Wizkid and Peruzzi. The reactions this time were of shock and disbelief. Many fans wondered if this was a publicity stunt or if there was a deeper issue at play. Throughout this tweet storm, the reactions from the artists themselves varied. While some chose to respond directly, others opted for the high road, ignoring the provocations and focusing on their music. This, of course, did nothing to quell the storm on social media. Fans continued to take sides, argue, and speculate, keeping the feud alive and kicking. And just like that, the music industry was set ablaze. The seemingly innocuous tweets had ignited a firestorm, causing ripples that went beyond just the artists involved. It was a saga that had everyone hooked, wondering what the next tweet would bring. But what happens when the tweets stop? What's the aftermath of such a digital clash? In the wake of these fiery exchanges, the echoes of the feud reverberated far beyond the digital confines of Twitter. For Wizkid, Davido, and Don Jazzy, the impact was both personal and professional. Their relationships were strained, their reputations questioned, and the industry buzzed with speculation. The emotional toll was palpable. Wizkid's controversial tweets sparked industry-wide discussions and backlash. There were moments of intense rivalry, punctuated by periods of uneasy reconciliation. The feud had its highs and lows, reflecting the complex dynamics of their relationship. Professionally, the impact was equally significant. Speculation arose over Wizkid's motives, with some attributing his behavior to personal struggles or album promotion. Despite past gestures of support during personal tragedies, their relationship remained strained, marked by public exchanges and disagreements. But the ripple effect didn't stop there. It extended to their fans and the music industry as a whole. The fans, those who look up to these artists, found themselves in the crossfire, torn between loyalty and disappointment. The music industry, always a reflection of its artists, found itself confronting the reality of its stars' imperfections. The feud also ignited discussions about the role of social media in music industry. As artists increasingly use these platforms to connect with fans, the lines between personal and professional become blurred. The feud underscored the power of social media to shape narratives, influence perceptions, and even impact careers. In the end, the aftermath of the feud served as a stark reminder of the double-edged sword that is social media. It can build careers and fan bases, but it can also tear them down. It can unite fans, but it can also divide them. It can create opportunities, but it can also create obstacles. Indeed, social media feuds don't just end with a block or a mute. They ripple out, affecting artists and fans alike. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share if you enjoyed this deep dive into Wizkid's Twitter firestorm.